F&O universe. But then let's get connected with our guest today. We have Nirav Vora and Gaurang Shah who will be answering your stock-specific question. Hi, good morning. Welcome to the show, both of you. And it's a good start of the week. And well, yes, heavy showers in Mumbai and Maharashtra. That's what we all are experiencing. But before that, Gaurang, let's take a quick market take from you. A good start of the week. Can we say that?
Hi, Kavita. Thank you so much for having me on your show. Good morning to all your viewers and to all of you all. A small disclosure that all recommendations that I'll be sharing with you this morning on the show, Kavita, they are part of our fundamental research team recommendation from a long-term point of view. Our company, Georgit or myself, we do not have any kind of personal investments, no financial interest, no conflict of interest, but we share similar investment ideas with our clients. They might have their investment interest. So a good start for the week, 100% definitely, Kavita, with the kind of range that we are seeing, though better late than never, as they say. They arrived late, but I think over the last 3 days, there's been some decent downpour in Mumbai. And I hope that the rainfall pattern and distribution does make a little bit of catch up so that those elevated levels of concerns with deficit monsoon is now done and dusted. Let's hope that the distribution pattern is good enough for the agri activity to pick up. For the markets, Kavita, we were in discussion last week also on this show. And we had given out a view that somewhere around, if we are able to maintain 24,200 on the lower side, then a march towards or a possibility of move towards 24,500, 24,600 cannot be ruled out. As we speak, we are comfortably about 24,400. And I think if the momentum has to continue, then 24,500 or 600 will come sooner rather than later. So yes, positive bias. And of course, we'll have a kickstart of the earnings season post 10th of July, first quarter this financial year. And with the kind of business updates that we've had, let's see how the numbers pan out. There might be a little bit of negative overhang, Kavita, because of the geopolitical situation on certain sectors. But by and large, I think we should do well.
Thank you so much for weighing in on the markets, but let's get going with all the stock-specific questions that have been coming in. The first one is coming from Anjay, who's writing in from Thane. He says he has Mopen Labs. The entry price is 52 rupees. Is it okay to hold on? He has a time horizon of the next 3 years. I'll come to you for this, Gaurang. If it's in your coverage, he wants a long-term view on Mopen Labs. What would be your view?
So, Ankita, hi, good morning to you as well. There are better names in the pharma universe amongst the mid and the large cap names. No specific comments on Morpin Laboratories since we don't have a coverage. But our sense is that stocks like in the mid cap universe, I'll start from the base of the pyramid. Gland Pharma, Natco Pharma, Aurobindo Pharma. Then, of course, towards Glenmark and the Sun Pharma and Ciplas of the world, including names like Dr. Reddy's and these laboratories. Our sense is that these are some better placed names in terms of, first of all, earning visibility. Secondly, continuation of that earning visibility with the kind of launches and the product lineup and the scalability of business on the higher side. So when you compare all these basic parameters of these companies and Morpin, then I think the names that I suggested are much better placed to be in. No specific comments on Morpin Laboratories since we don't have coverage.
All right, a quick technical take, Nirav. You might just want to pitch in, although it's a 3 years time horizon, but just on the technically momentum as per the charts, what can you see?
Yeah, so see, clearly Morpin Labs has taken a good support, kind of a double bottom kind of a formation around 34, 35 odd levels, post which it has nicely moved up towards 60, 65 odd levels. It has been consolidating for past couple of days, but eventually we feel that, it can move towards 65 and 70 odd rupees. But all depends on the Q1 numbers as well. Overall, we feel that pharma as a pack should come out with decent set of numbers, but I agree with the fundamental view as well that there are much better companies in the pack, the likes of Divi's Labs, Sun Pharma. From the mid-cap space, we like Piramal Pharma as well because it has good coverage on the CDMO space. So I think sell on rise should be adopted as far as Morpin Labs is concerned. 70, 72 levels, one can definitely book profits.
All right, so these are the pharma names that perhaps one can watch out for. But let's move on. Shrikant is writing in from Bengaluru. He says he has Epigrel. The quantity is 100 and the entry price is 1,136. He wants to know if he should hold on, exit, or add more. Okay, coming to you, Nirav. He's sitting at a loss at on Epigrel. He's not given the holding period. But at this juncture, should he be averaging in or should he cut his losses?
We honestly don't have the coverage on this particular stock, but looking at the chart, the stock has taken a huge beating in last 1 year. From the highs of almost 2100 levels, it is hovering around 1012. So the structure is absolutely poor, and my sense is Q1 should also be subdued. So from that perspective, I think he can exit from this particular name and switch over to something where decent growth is being anticipated over the Q1. So definitely exit from this particular stock and switch over to something else.
All right. Any recommendation for switching over, maybe in the same sector, Nirav?
So as such, we don't have any coverage in this particular space. But overall, if someone had to pick up, probably from the chemical space, SRF is what we are liking. Typically because the numbers were pretty decent for last couple of quarters, and going ahead, we feel that with textiles doing good, we feel that SRF will be the beneficiary. So definitely, SRF is one of the topics from the overall the chemical space.
All right, let's move on now. Kanan is writing in from Thiruvananthapuram, and he says that he would like to know a short-term target for Kalyan Jewellers. Okay, Nirav, coming to you. Kalyan Jewellers, what are your short-term targets, say, for the next 3 to 6 months?
Yeah, so talking about Kalyan Jewellers now, again, this particular stock has seen good correction in last 1 year from almost 600, 620 odd levels. It has taken multiple supports around 350, 340 levels, and now it is gradually recovering. It is moving towards 400 levels. So my sense is if Q1 numbers will be broadly in line, then probably we can see 450 odd levels over the next couple of months. So I think one can look at 450 on the upside to exit.
That's a strategy on Kalyan Jewellers, but let's slip into a short break. Post that, we are still answering your stock-specific question. Do scan the QR code and send across your questions. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now, Sell Now. We're answering your stock-specific question, and we have a viewer on the phone line. Mr. Vaman is there with us from Hyderabad. Hi, Mr. Vaman. Good morning. How are you? Mr. Vaman, hi, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, you can ask your question, sir. Our experts can hear you.
Sir, thank you for giving me an opportunity. Sir, I have Vedanta shares 900. Can I, Vedanta Limited, can I hold or sell, sir?
Okay, this is for short term?
Long term, and also I have an idea to enter Tata Power. Madam.
Idea and
Natco
Tata Power?
Tata Power and Natco Pharma.
Tata Power and Natco. So you have
Natco
bought
Pharma.
Tata Power and Natco Pharma. Can you please tell me your buy price?
No. I don't have that two companies.
So you want to buy those also?
Yes.
Okay, got it, Mr. Vaman. We'll take your question. Gaurang, would you like to comment on all three?
So, if I heard, because I couldn't hear the voice properly, the audio was not very clear, but I believe he was asking about Vedanta Limited and Tata Power. Is there a third stock also?
And Natco Pharma.
Okay, fine. So, positive. So, first of all, let's talk about Vedanta. It's not long ago that we saw the company split into different businesses. As a consolidated entity, Kavita, as a disclosure, we did have positive coverage there, and we are maintaining a positive coverage on Vedanta Limited, which was a flagship company. On Tata Power and Natco Pharma, I believe he wants to invest in these two companies. So on Tata Power and Natco Pharma too, we do have a positive coverage from a long-term point of view. My only request to him would be that don't put all your money in one time. Start at current levels, depending upon your risk appetite, and as and when you get dips in the market, you can use those dips to add to these three stocks, but from long-term, positive on all the three names.
Okay. So that's the view coming in on Vedanta, and let's move on to the next one. Arvind Desai is writing in from Thane. He says he has Hindustan Zinc, The entry price is 641. Can I keep or sell these stocks? He's not given a holding period, but Hindustan Zinc, Nirav, let me come to you for this one. His buying price is, of course, he's sitting at a loss here, given his buying price. And Hindustan Zinc that has been, consolidating for the last 6 odd months. What would be your view on Hindustan Zinc? Should he hold on to it? Do you see a reversal coming on Hindustan Zinc?
Yes, definitely. See, we have a positive coverage on Hindustan Zinc, and we have a target price from a 1 year perspective of 765. Now, talking about Hindustan Zinc, the Q4 was pretty strong. If you look at the PAT, it was north of 29% on a sequential basis. Again, YOY also, the numbers were pretty strong. Overall, we have been seeing that the entire metals as a pack is going through some kind of consolidation, primarily because we have seen that the dollar index had also inched up above 100 levels, and it had moved towards 100, 101, 101.50 odd levels. So from that perspective, we always see a correlation between metals and dollar index. So some kind of profit booking, some kind of a lull was seen in the overall metal space, but we still feel that overall metals should do well from a 1 to 2 year kind of a perspective. The demand environment is pretty strong, and overall, we feel that going ahead, the couple of quarters for Hindustan Zinc should be extremely strong. The management guidance also, which was given, was pretty, encouraging. So from that perspective, I would recommend to, average at the current market price as well and hold the stock for at least a couple of years.
All right, so positive coverage on Hindustan Zinc. But Gaurang, let me also come to you. Now we have seen that bit of a weakness that's coming in on the metals. I mean, the reason, of course, Nirav mentioned. But Hindustan Zinc, as far as the fundamentals are concerned, just 2 days back, we had its quarterly updates, and they reported the highest ever first quarter mined metal production for the 5th consecutive year. So in the sense, the numbers look solid for Hindustan Zinc. Would you recommend a hold for the next 1 year?
Ankita, I would definitely recommend that. When the entire Middle East saga got blown up, and it hit all of us very hard. A couple of commodities, of course, on both sides in the metals, specifically ferrous or non-ferrous. Some of them did extremely well because of the shortage in supply and the demand being high. So you had zinc, you had copper, and you had aluminium outperform the other metals in ferrous and non-ferrous category. We do have a hold from a long-term point of view on Hindustan Zinc. So if you have time by your side, extend it a little bit more, Ankita, because for metals having 1 year time horizon, I think it will be a little bit shortfall. So extend it your time horizon to maybe a year and a half plus kind of a time frame. Target somewhere close to about 680 to 690 is what we are anticipating. And if the earnings do have a better story to tell us, then definitely these targets would get revised accordingly. But currently, hold on with approximate target of 680 to 690.
Approximate target of 680, 690. That's his zinc take by Gaurang. But let's move on. Again, a WhatsApp question coming in from Mr. Sanjay from Noida. Bharti Hexa, the stock, he bought it at 1485 and he wants to know if he can average at the current rate. Okay, Nirav, would you want to recommend something on this?
So one second. Bharti Hexa, right?
Right.
Yeah. So Bharti Hexacom, looking at the charts again, last 1 year has been, quite lull overall for this particular stock. In fact, from the 1 year highs of almost 2000, 2050, it has been hovering around 1450 odd levels currently. Though it has taken multiple supports around 1440 levels. So I would suggest that probably, he can buy one tranche at this point in time and probably wait for Q1 numbers, which we are expecting would be pretty decent, because overall telecom as a space should do well in terms of the quarterly earnings as far as Q1 is concerned. So at least first tranche you can buy at this point in time, and post Q1, depending upon the numbers, if there is any volatility in the market and the stock as well, he can pick the stock at lower levels.
All right, let's move on then to the next question. Farida is writing in from Mumbai. She says that she has Hitachi Energy. The entry price is 10,000 rupees. The time horizon is 3 years. Okay, she wants to know, she wants both fundamental and technical view for Hitachi Energy. Okay, interesting. Coming to you first, Gaurang, she is clearly sitting at a good profit there. So for the long-term view, would you recommend a hold on Hitachi Energy given that the kind of moves that this particular company has seen, and also the fact that she's sitting at a profit? Should she book partial profits, or for the next 2 to 3 years, should he hold on to her amount?
So Ankita, again, the entire power sector, and power sector, according to us, comprises of a couple of verticals. So you have power generation, you have power transmission and distribution, and you have power modernized equipments manufacturing company. This particular stock, Hitachi Energy, first of all, the investment is at a very comfortable zone of 10,000. Stock is trading at somewhere around what, 31, 32,000. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ankita. Booking profits is also an art, Ankita. The way investing is an art in stock market, booking profit is also an art. So as and when you are getting profits as per your expectation and your appetite, you should never hesitate to book profits. But from a long-term point of view, given the kind of opportunity that lies ahead for companies like Hitachi Energy, well, you can definitely give it a little bit more time in case if you have a longish time horizon. Hold on to it.
Okay, so that's the fundamental view on Hitachi Energy, but I'll come to you also, Nirav. In your view, what should be Farida's strategy on Hitachi Energy?
Yes, definitely. See, overall, this particular space, we feel that should do extremely well over the next decade, given the inclination of the entire world towards data centers and AI. So these are all pseudo themes which would be directly or indirectly beneficial out of the data center theme. Having said that, I completely agree with Gaurang that periodical profit booking is extremely important, because the profit should not be only on books. They should be booked at some point in time, because if you look at the overall sector, most of the stocks have moved up significantly in the last couple of years, and the valuations have definitely gone on the higher side. Now, technically too, we have seen the stock touching almost 39,000 briefly, and then seeing some kind of sideways consolidation. So from that perspective, I feel that some more downside or some more pain can be seen. So my sense is 27,700 to 28,000 would be a good entry level in case the viewer wants to add on to the existing position. So probably 28,000 is a good level to enter.
All right, 28,000 is a good level to enter. All right, Nirav, thank you so much with that, for taking your time out and helping our viewers with their stock-specific question. Gaurang requesting you to stay on. But for our viewers, it's time for a short break, and post that we continue answering your stock-specific queries. In fact, we will also shift focus on IT sector and the developments out there, so stay tuned. Also shift focus to our experts, and let's have an elaborate discussion on the IT sector. Rupak Day joins us now, and Gaurang is there with us. Rupak, hi, good morning. Welcome to the show. All right, so Gaurang, let's just understand, is the worst behind us now? Good time for investors to pitch in and take mid-cap IT specifically?
So, Kavita, it is going to be challenging, and it's not going to be a smooth ride. While the visibility of the earnings seems to be improving with the kind of acquisitions some of the IT-related companies have done with respect to AI and other tools and products and platforms which are likely to be more innovative as we go into the future. So whether the question is whether it is is this the end of the road? I don't think so, because our sense at Geojit, Kavita, is that there will be a lot of opportunities, and along with opportunities, there are going to be a lot of challenges. So you need to be very, very careful as to what kind of companies you are identifying in terms of investment ideas. While we remain positive on the sector, point number one, we are also positive on all the three spaces, that is small cap, mid cap, and large cap IT names. To name a few, just for a better understanding of all your viewers and investors, from the base of the pyramid, that is small cap, we are positive on Cyient Limited and KPIT Tech. Amongst the mid-cap universe, Coforge and Persistent Systems. Amongst the large cap boys, large to mid-large cap, if I have to identify, LTI, Mindtree, L&T Technologies, Tech Mahindra, HCL Tech, TCS, we remain positive. But Kavita, having said that, there used to be this golden era period of IT companies of creating wealth and returns for long-term investors, which was about 5, 10, 15 years back. I think that kind of period is not going to come back, at least for some time. And along with that, there's going to be a lot of challenges in terms of which company is able to mold itself into the ever-changing and challenging environment for the IT sector.
Right, Gaurang, thank you so much for your view on the IT sector. But Rupak, let me also get you in because IT is something that everybody has been talking about. That there is some sort of a valuation comfort, but yet there is a bit of a caution. Though valuations have corrected more than the earnings growth. Darshita spoke about that. If you could pick out a few names for us where you see on the charts where it gives you comfort, and what could be the good entry price, say for the next 1 year, perhaps from the large or the mid cap space, whichever is a safer bet for, whichever you pick out for us, some names from the large cap or the mid caps.
So over the last few months to many months, the IT stocks have been witnessing significant correction, and yet the chart has not changed. It is into the bearish hand till now, and for the short term as well, I think mostly the large cap IT will continue to see consolidation going forward. However, some stocks which are in mid cap space like Coforge and Persistence, they are looking better placed. I think significant upside might be seen some mid cap names like Coforge and Persistent. But I think one should stay away from the large cap.
Okay, so that's the take on the IT pack. But then we also have a similar question coming in from Alex from Coimbatore. And I think his question is on Tata Tech. I'm not sure about the buying price that will flash on the screen. But Gaurang, any take? And is it a good time to buy? 743 is his buy price, and he can hold it for more 6 to 12 months.
6 to 12 months, again, Kavita, it's going to be very challenging and difficult, especially for maybe Rupak is able to help over here.
Sure.
But this is one stock, Kavita, got listed. I think the IPO was 700 or thereabouts. I don't remember exactly. Went up to 1400 if I'm not mistaken. And then there was a reverse move on the stock and it went below the IPO price. So long term, again, long term by definition for IT, again, I would say it will be at least 18 to 24 plus months kind of a time horizon, Kavita, because in 6, 8 months or 12 months, I don't think there's going to be any major turnaround. Challenges will definitely be there, but turnaround for better looks to be a difficult proposition over here. So if you have 18 to 24 plus months, we do have positive coverage in Tata Tech.
Rupak, any shorter term take?
So for the shorter term, the stock is consolidating within a small range. I think there's a resistance at 732. The stock needs to clear the resistance of 732 to witness a significant rally towards 800.
All right, so that's about the entire IT space, a comprehensive lowdown on how should you be looking at the IT space. But let's move on to the next question that's coming in. This is from Sri Vidya, who's writing in from Chennai. Sri Vidya says that they have Bombay Burma, and they want to know the right time to enter the company, and also Texmaco Rail for the shorter period of time. Okay, coming to you, Rupak. Bombay Burma is the first one, wants to enter. What would be the right price? And the next one is Texmaco Rail.
So I think BBTC has been sustaining below its 200 days moving average. So it says that the stock is in bearish hand. I think she should wait to before she can enter the stock. 1582 would be a level above which she can enter the stock. And for Texmaco, so Texrail is looking a bit better. It is on a recovery mode. I think the recovery might continue towards 130, 120. In fact, above 120, it might go towards 130. So currently, I would suggest to hold the stock with a stop loss of 111.
111, that's a stop loss to hold Texmaco Rail. Let's move on. Let's take Siddhesh's question from Tamil Nadu. Shriram Finance is the question about, and the buy price is 968. What should I do? That's the line that he's written. I'm not sure about the time frame, but Gaurang, longer take?
Definitely positive, Kavita. And this happens to be one of the strongest names in the NBFC category. We had a positive news flow a couple of months back, and the verbatim from the management in terms of the cost of lending and borrowing. There's going to be a decent spread that's going to be available because of the funds that have come onto the balance sheet. If you are a long-term investor, first of all, hold on to your investments. If you have investable amount and if you're looking to invest or average, I think somewhere close to about 1,000 rupees or thereabouts would be a level where you could identify such opportunities. But definitely hold and add would be the advice over here, Kavita.
All right, let's move on. The next question is coming in from Sunil Kumar from Andhra Pradesh. He says that he has Reliance Industries. The entry price is 1,300. Sell or hold, and also please, he wants to know the target for the medium term. Okay, coming to you, Rupak. Reliance, he's holding on to Reliance. So the entry price is 1,300 rupees. What should be his strategy for the next 6 months?
So the stock can be held, but however, I think the momentum is lacking around the stock. I think Reliance needs to clear the resistance of 1340 to witness a significant rally towards 1420, 1440 over the short term. So currently, the stock can be held with a stop loss of cost price of 1,300. And once the stock moves beyond 1340, there might be some momentum play in the stock.
All right, let's move on. And the question is from Bhagwan from Mumbai, and this is on BSE. Entry price is 2150. So he is concerned about what to do and what should be the price going ahead. Gaurang, I think you have a take on this.
Yeah, so I have a take on the entire capital market, Kavita, and all
Right.
associated with that. So, and if you are of the opinion that the Indian stock markets are going to do well over the next maybe couple of years, then all those entities which are associated with stock market will do well. So we have a positive coverage on CAMS, that is Computer Age Management Services Limited. Having said that, allow me 30 seconds, Kavita. So you have a couple of again, different companies which are associated. So you have platform providers, for example, this is not an advice. You have platform providers like BSC for equity and MCX for commodity. Then you have services providers like CAMS, NSDL, and CDSL. Then you have asset management companies like the HDFC, AMC, and the Nippons of the world. And then the last one in the loop is the intermediaries. So if the Indian stock market is going to do well, then all the strong entities which are associated with the Indian equity markets, they too will also perform well.
Okay, let's move on then to the next question, which is coming in from Kantabai, who's writing in from Mumbai. Kantabai says that they have Titan and the entry price is 4,508 rupees. How long should they hold on to for a 15% increase? This is a very specific question for a 15% increase. But Gaurang, they have not given the holding period though. But how much increment do they want is mentioned. 15% increase. Now that is difficult to track. But coming to you, Gaurang, Titan, from the price that they are holding on, what would be your recommendation, say, for the next 1 or 2 year period?
What I want to make over here is, Ankita, that before you invest in a stock, you should have the time horizon clear. If you bought the stock from a trading point of view, and because if you're making losses, you have turned that trading into investment, that's absolute no in the stock market. From a long-term point of view, on the fundamental side, we remain extremely positive on Titan. And I think the best thing about this company is not just gems and jewelry. It has got gems and jewelry, it's got wristwatches, it's got personalized products, it's got backpacks, eye care. They acquired Carrot Lane some time back, which was the premium platinum jewelry making company. And of course, the positivities of the business outlook in terms of precious metals as to where they're going to head. So from a long-term point of view, we have a hold. I don't know about 15%. But if you're a long-term investor, it can do much better than 15%.
All All right, so if you're a long-term investor, it can do much better than 15%. Just stay put right now. Next question is by Mohit from Ludhiana on DLF. Entry price is 114 and again a one-year time horizon. Gaurang, would you like to go? I'm not sure if it's under your coverage though.
DLF, yeah, definitely. In fact, as a disclosure again, this morning every Monday morning, Kavita, we give out our market outlook. And in that, again, a disclosure, we have recommended DLF as an investment idea, not a trading short term, medium term. So the entire real estate pack, Kavita, if you actually go to see, it has best of both the worlds. I'm being a little bit sarcastic. Best in the sense, when the markets are good, you will see the real estate sector perform well. When the markets are bad, you will see the real estate sector leading from the front to take the markets down. But having said that, the kind of project launches, the kind of sales proceeds that these companies have got, if you're a long-term investor, we remain positive on DLF. The only thing is, since it's a real estate sector, Kavita, it is a bit on the high beta side.
All right, on that note, that was the last stock question for the day. Gaurang and Rupak, thank you so much for taking the time out and answering all the stock-specific questions for today. We'll let you go on that note, and it's time for us to slip into a short break as well. Don't go anywhere after the break. We are coming back with more updates on the market, so stay tuned.